Good morning, family and football fans, from the bustling streets of Lagos to the bright lights of London and the historic corners of the world. You are watching P&B Sports. I'm your host, Aroko Tom, and if you missed last night's Champions League action, you missed the war. The City of Light saw a 7-goal thriller as PSG dismantled the almighty Chelsea. And in Madrid, the Kings of Europe sent a clear message to the Blue Moon in a 3-0 win over Manchester City, while Arsenal snatched a lifeline in Germany. And up in the Arctic Circle, a true David versus Goliath story unfolded. Joining me to break down every blade of grass are our virtual heavyweights, the man with the facts, my boss, and the Prime Minister of P&B Sports Show, Abel Sunday, and the tactical mastermind from the ancient city of Benin, Ero John. Gentlemen, welcome to the show and good morning.
Good morning, Tom. Good morning, Mr. Ero. And it's a pleasure to be here this morning.
Always a pleasure to have the both of you, especially Ero that is in the ancient city of Benin. How are you doing?
I'm very fine. Good morning. It's a pleasure to be with you once again. Suffering from heart, but we are where we are. Thank you for having me.
Okay, you've been suffering from heartbreak both from the Bendel Insurance match and from the Chelsea match. Well, let's get right into it. Let's start with Real Madrid versus Man City. So we saw a Real Madrid, utterly decimate the Man City side yesterday. It was an extreme disappointment from the Pep Guardiola side. And say them they talk say old woman, not a old for the dance where she know how to dance. And it's like Real Madrid have showed us and have proved to us that they know how to dance the UEFA Champions League dance. So what do you think about Ancelotti's decision to play this low block and to play on the counter against the Manchester City side?
That was kudos to Manchester, kudos to Real Madrid, sorry. That was the perfect way to play against Manchester City. Coming from a team that had some of their major attacking players of injury, the likes of Kylian Mbappe, the likes of Rodrigo, the likes of Demian who were out indoors, it was a perfect thing to do. If you watch that game, you see that tactic that Abeloa started to play, it reduced the load of the nation. If they had played in a full attacking sense, I don't think they would have been able to do that much damage, because they have the job definition as the only brilliant attacking player there with likes of Brian Diaz. So that was a perfect one for Real Madrid. That was a perfect approach to playing against an experienced and compact Manchester City side. My problem with that game was I do not understand why Pep Guardiola always tends to overthink when he wants to play the big game. That's all he tired. Somebody said at the end of the day, Pep Guardiola is just giving the award for the best overthinker. But kudos to Real Madrid, they did a fantastic one, we did a fantastic job. Federico Valverde was exceptional, he was outstanding. Kudos to Real Madrid and the entire team.
Okay, fantastic. And Abel, I know that you are itching to talk about Federico Valverde and his performance. It seems like he was playing an under 13 side or even an under 7 side, when he was playing against the Manchester City side. It was a complete decimation from Valverde. How do you see his performance? And then do you see this high line that was being played as tactical arrogance from Pep Guardiola or just poor communication?
Well, I think Valverde is one midfielder that has been underrated. I don't know, because I think it should be in the conversation of one of the top midfielders in the world with what he does. Probably he's not that dynamic, that's why, or probably the style of play that people don't really talk about him much. Even much previous game for Real Madrid, he was even the one that also saved them that day. And looking at him scoring a hat-trick in this game, it tells you the kind of player the kind of player that he is. And you talked about what is it? That they are playing high line or overthinking thinking or something. But Pep Guardiola is somebody that wants to just tweak his team at every point in time. He wants to do different things on the board. He just wants to make you say, okay, should I say just want to surprise his opponent at all points. But again, sometimes the danger of that is when you go and do it, you might just open your team might be just vulnerable, you might just open up your team. But seeing Real Madrid scoring 3, I would have been before. Because this guy missed the penalty, Vinicius Junior. That would have just put the icing on the cake. But at 3-0, I think Real Madrid is not safe yet because they are going to Etihad next to go and play. And of course, 3-0 can be overturned. There's no tools about this is football. It has happened before, and it will still happen again, and it can still happen again. So I think they would have just taken that into account to see how they could see that 4 would have been good. But the 3 is okay, they can put it on the back. But on a night when everybody thought that it's going to be the battle of the Titans, but we saw the whole thing go one-sided, and just like a strike back for
Indeed.
Real Madrid.
Okay. Ero, I know you've been talking about Federico Valverde, and obviously he became the second midfielder to score the CL hat-trick for Real Madrid, and he has scored 4 goals in his career against City. What do you think about this young man and his performance so far?
Federico Valverde is one very versatile player. He's a very good utility player for Real Madrid and as a footballer. And that's one thing that I like him for. I don't think there's any position that young man has not played for Real Madrid. They are playing as a right back, they are playing as a centre back, they are playing as a midfielder, they are playing as a winger, they are playing as a striker. And you see, when you have players like this for your team, it gives you a certain level of balance. It gives you a certain level of confidence that, okay, when one person is out, I have somebody who that may not be enough. In fact, I can tell you for free now that it was recently I found out that I'm very the natural midfielder because I have seen him play multiple positions. They have played the inverted role. So that is a very good quality attack to such a player. It's a fantastic player. That is one player that I don't think personally that Real Madrid can go with that.
Oh, so we are talking about it. We just finished talking about the star of Real Madrid. Now let's talk about the star of Manchester City. Erling Haaland, he seemed to have been boxed up in the match. Aaron, what do you think about that? And how was Real Madrid and how were Real Madrid able to hold down a world-class player like Erling Haaland? Do you think that he's losing his mojo?
I don't think Haaland is losing his mojo. I rather think that the entire Manchester City side, they were 4 years ago. They were very poor-sided. They struggled to create chances, and the likes of Jerry Doku was brilliant, his dribbling, but his finishing from the floor, and that was the last one for the Manchester City side. How many balls did Haaland get to do? I was barely that man. I can't see a number of touches that Erling Haaland had in that entire game. And that's very bad coming from a Manchester. They were not proper supply of the ball to the attacker. The person that was getting the ball most of the time was Jeremy Doku, and he was not making good use of the ball at the other end. And that was the problem for Manchester City. Semedo seems to be out of the game because he was playing from a position or from a plan that is not the regular position. So that was the problem for Erling Haaland.
It seems it seems, Errol, it seems in your own opinion, the only person that should be blamed for the mishappenings of Man City is Pep Guardiola. But then there is another English side that had a mishappening happen to the team, and that is the Chelsea side. The Chelsea that is sitting below teams like Manchester United, Aston Villa, Manchester City, and Arsenal in the English Premier League went up against the giants that they were able to dismantle earlier on in the World Club Cup Championship, PSG, and they were dismantled by a PSG side 5-2. Abel, you know, say for Nigeria, then we talk say small pikin wey say im mama no go sleep, himself he no go sleep. And now we don't see position whereby the Chelsea side, they said, you know what, we are going to play the high line against PSG. We are going to play them the way PSG plays. And but it seems like as they said, their own mother will not sleep. Their own mother said, you too, you will not sleep. What do you think about that match? PSG 5, Chelsea 2. Abel, are you with us? Well, it seems like we lost Abel there. But Ero, Chelsea is your club. What do you think about the match?
Let me say to laugh. You know, I was telling somebody this morning that every time I start to do the vibe that the India was not about the thing. Personally, I'm going to blame the loss on the coach and the goalkeeper. I personally do not like Jorgensen. I don't like it. The reason I don't like him as a goalkeeper, I maintain to stand that the natural or the first duty of a goalkeeper is to make safe. Rather, you are there to do a top first duty is to catch the ball. Your first duty is not to be perfect with your leg. Yeah. So I always wonder when I ask people why these guys started games and they tell me they have to do football. That is not your first duty as a goalkeeper. Your first duty is to catch the ball. I can tell you for free that five goals he considered yesterday, Robert Sanchez would have at least made one save. At least. I know that yes, Jorgensen is better with football. But it is this Robert Sanchez that we use to the global conference. This is the same guy that we use to beating their high press. Do you know what happened in the process we are working on? The PSG that we are not even as good as the PSG that played in the comfort conference. I'm not going to backfire on that. It was not the first two goals that he scored, we are missing one from our defender, one from the goalkeeper. So we just kept on making personal mistakes, and that was the problem. I am not understand the purpose that we are not play. I don't know what happened. When we played them in the comfort conference, it was a counter pattern. I expected him to replicate the game when I saw the lineup that it was almost the same lineup that played in the comfort conference. I expected that the tactics were going to be the same. But I was just surprised that this happened. We are relaxing our matching system. It was just a whole lot of number. And the coach already admitted in the comment that he takes part of the game for the loss and that we get punished for being very slow. And that was just the summary of that game.
Okay, fantastic. How do you see Chelsea, playing against a PSG side in the second leg? Do you think that Chelsea can overturn this aggregate lead of 3?
I know for sure that we are going to win second leg without that. But I cannot confirm whether the win will be enough to overturn these 3 good games. Because that's the commitment. But I have an assurance in me that we are going to win this. PSG did not play anything in the name of God. They did not play anything.
PSG, obviously, PSG did not play anything, but they were able to beat a side that played abysmally bad, like the side called Chelsea. Right now, we're going to be going on a short break, and when we come back, we are going to be heading to Germany, where Bayern Leverkusen held Arsenal to a 1-1 draw. So don't go anywhere, because PNB Sports Show will be right back.